I'm going to show you the young black men that Donald Trump needs to put in his cabinet and give jobs to. I'm going to show you a young Hispanic man and a young Asian man that Donald Trump needs to give all these young men jobs in his cabinet so they can fly all over the country, talk to other young black men, young Hispanic men, young Asian men, what being a conservative is and why they should be conservative. Let's get this out of the way. There are racists in the Republican Party and the Democratic Party. There are racists everywhere and in everything you do. Not everyone is racist, but to say there's no racist Republicans in America would be a lie. But there's also racist Democrats of the same color, of opposite colors. My point is, there's racists in both parties. A lot of young minorities get told, I shouldn't say get told, get brainwashed by pastors, teachers, celebrities that Democrats parade around that being a conservative is being a white racist, that only white people are conservatives. Only white racists are conservatives. That's the narrative that Democrats and a lot of rich celebrities are paid to tell young black men, young Asian men, young Hispanic men. So, I'm going to show you young black men, a young Hispanic man, and a young Asian man who Trump needs to give a job to, fly these guys out all over the country, have them talk to young men, right? Don't wait a week before the next election to start courting these voters. Start talking to these young men and women now, right now. Don't wait to the last minute. I don't think Trump will do that. He's not complacent. He knows what he's doing, but he needs to follow my advice. So let's jump in. We're going to watch the Cartier family. I hope I pronounced your family name right. If I didn't, excuse me. I'm going to play a minute of their channel. We're going to go down the line, but I'm going to play a minute of each channel. You'll see what I'm getting to.
Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Barack Obama, Liz Cheney, Nancy Pelosi, Adam Schiff, General Mark Milley, Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg, New York AG Letitia James, and that's just some of the people he has talked about. Do you support him using the Justice Department to go after the people who disagree?
He didn't do it his first term. What I support is stopping.
Right, but this is a second.
What I support is stopping this lawfare, stopping this political.
Democrats already playing the victim. You know, they want to just act with lawlessness, and now they're going to be investigating. They're crying like, we're the victims. We're about to be bullied. Meanwhile, you broke every law in the book.
Targeting political cases. We all know the Bonnie Willis case, the Alvin Bragg case, and the Jack Smith's cases were all driven by politics. The American people understood it. That's why they had this overwhelming win. One of the reasons this overwhelming win for President Trump. So I'm against the retribution. I'm against the Justice Department saying if you're a mom and dad showing up at a school board meeting, we're going to investigate you. I'm against the FBI putting together a memorandum at the Richmond field office which said if you're a pro-life Catholic, you're an extremist.
So I just
we want all that to stop.
I just want to put a button on this. So what you are saying is that all of the times that President Trump said so many things about people that he promised that he would go after them and prosecute them, you were going to encourage him not to do that?
Well, all I know is what he didn't do. That.
I know, but we're talking about
lock her up. You know, he's talking about his opponent in 2016, Secretary Clinton, talked about lock her up. He didn't do that. He didn't go. But the Democrats went after him.
I know, but I'm talking about Donald Trump's second term. I mean, going forward. Since then, he has said many times.
I don't think any of that's going to happen because we're the party who's against political prosecution. We're the party who's against going after your opponents using lawfare. In fact, I think this is one of the issues that the
So it was just a campaign rhetoric? It wasn't real?
Well, I think he's pointing out what's going on. The retribution, actually, Liz Cheney on January 6th went after President Trump, said things that weren't accurate, I think, in their report. The other individuals he's talked about have been part of this retribution going after President Trump. Never forget, It started clear back before he was in office. They spied on his campaign in
I know, but
2016.
I am not
So
talking
for
about
8 years they've been going after
None of that matters to death. They're sick. No, I'm not talking about that. It doesn't matter what any of us did. You have no right to try to come after us and make us accountable for our behavior. I don't care. Democrats could break every law on the books. It doesn't matter. They're sick. She's sick. These guys know she's sick.
He won. He won.
He sure did. He won big.
He won. He won big. So my
30
question
states.
and what people want to know is what he is going to do.
I think he's going to do.
Just for example,
I
2
think
days
he's gonna
ago,
do
he
this.
called for investigations
I think
into
he's gonna
anyone
do this.
spreading rumors.
I think he's going to secure the border. I think he's going to get rid of this crazy inflation that's hurting middle class and working class families, hurting our economy. I think he's going to get back to common sense energy policy. I think he's going to focus on protecting the First Amendment. I mean, think about this. Did you ever think you would see Donald Trump, Elon Musk, RFK Jr., and Tulsi Gabbard on the same team? They're on the same team because of the attack on free speech, the attack on the First Amendment. He's going to focus on those things that the American people elected him to do.
Yeah, man, I think Jim Jordan, I believe his name was, I think he did a great job at shutting down the narrative she was trying to push. She was trying to push, Trump's going to go after his political opponents, he's going to use his power. Yeah, whatever. They already did that to him. Everyone has saw that. Anyone who pays attention to politics and really does a deep dive on what's going on can see that. And as he stated, the American people noticed that, and that's why he won the way he won. And that's why the titles that he's received from the political persecution, like he's a felon and all these other things, it's not letting on the American people because they know it's all a farce.
Yeah.
And
To be honest with you, I feel like he need to get on their butt.
Yeah.
I think so. I mean, the fact that he said an
His life is
investigation,
in danger at this
though, is that really something crazy? Like he could have
That's
said,
not that
"I'm gonna put
crazy."
y'all ass in jail."
Yeah,
he don't have
I
people
was-
investigate
I was
your
thinking about
dealings.
that. Okay, if you get investigated, what's so? People get investigated for things they didn't do all the time.
Eric Adams getting investigated.
You know, he might have did something.
Well, to be honest with you, I feel like all of them should be investigated because whatever
y'all
expired,
to this man.
y'all investigated and tried and did all this to him.
bro, I
So
feel
what?
like whatever expired
So now
was
he
the cause
wrong?
of him getting shot. And
Yeah,
I think
man.
that's what he's trying to figure out because he feel like it got to the other point that the other side tried to get him killed.
Yeah, man.
That's how I feel
I
personally.
think the way they hooting and hollering and playing so lost here is just, it's confusing to me because like, how are you lost? How are you not figuring this
This
out?
is the threat to democracy they was talking about. Threat to them.
That's what I'm saying.
It
Like,
was a threat to the people that was being corrupt in the system.
and this is as I said before, the media, CNN, MSNBC, ABC, are all extensions of the Democrat Party, as we've seen through this entire election cycle. So the fact that she's still doing her job to try to have some people have some civil unrest about Trump presidency and what he'll do, I mean, it's ridiculous. Like, lady, he lost. Give it a rest. Give up these narratives. Give it a rest.
This is exactly the type of young black men that need to be in Trump's cabinet. And for the record, he's my favorite guy on the show. I don't know his name. I love all of them because this takes guts. This takes bravery. Stephen A. Smith is not brave. He's paid to promote Democratic talking points. That's what he does. He doesn't care about black people. He is paid to spew out nonsense that's pro-Democrat no matter how much it hurts the black community. We need young black men like this. We need young black men like this to get paid by Trump, 120 grand a year, 150 grand, whatever, good paying job, fly these guys out all over the country, go into schools, talk to other young black men and women, let them do their thing, let them explain what being a conservative truly is. It's a lot of people say, well, they're already online. It's totally different when you interact with somebody live, in person. It's more inspiring. Trump needs these guys. Let's go to the next guy. He's one of my favorite guys. Life with Reckless.
What's up, the squad? Back with another video. I seen the title was going down. Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button for me.
This is one of my other favorite young black men. You know why? He talks about it on his show. He has family issues with his family who are Democrats. People calling him all types of names. Black people, white people, you name it. And he hangs in there because he knows what's right. He knows what the truth is. I got nothing but respect for him. He needs to be in Trump's cabinet, like the Cartier family, flying them all over the country, and let him talk to young black men and women. Let him just talk to young people. They don't have to be black. We need guys like him.
Please, y'all see it in the title. Definitely, Maze. Let's check this video out, y'all.
Hi, this is Robert F. Kennedy Jr., and I'm here.
What I can say about this whole video is that I absolutely enjoy the fact that things are finally it's a breath of fresh air. You know what I mean? I haven't been seeing nothing from, and the crazy thing is, like, I know I might get hate for it, but I haven't seen.
He does. Hold on.
You know, before the election,
He gets a ton of hate. A ton. And most of the time, a lot of names by other black people. So he needs to be put on the payroll to talk to young black men and women.
election, anything talked about, you know, about these things with Kamala, with the Biden administration. I'm talking about even a year ago or 2 years, and just seeing this, it makes me feel better. Like, things are, you know, things will change. It feels good. That RFK Jr. and Trump coming together, it's an amazing thing. It's and not only RFK Jr. You know, it's other people. You know, that it just shows you that it's the care. You know, it's not so much of just because this person is, you know, this person is more so of making America amazing, making America great, you know, making America, it just,
Listen to this, man.
man, I'm telling you, it's something that we obviously need, you know, we definitely need. And I don't see how a lot of people aren't agreeing with what they got going on. Ever since he got elected, it feels like, bro, I might get some hate for this too. But ever since he was elected, y'all, it seemed like there's more stuff that's, you know, talked about of getting done. You know, necessarily, you know, it's obviously a lot that needs to get done, but it feels like it's going a step forward. They're saying things that's obviously going to get done, things is going to change, this, that, and the other, doing really more than Biden administration in, you know, the past 4 years. So
Here's a young man that can think for himself, that is intrigued with the truth and real justice. He isn't brainwashed. He isn't bought and paid for. He isn't selfish like Stephen A. Smith, who's taken millions of dollars from the Democratic crime machine to spin Democratic narratives. He talks about it all the time. He gets a lot of hate for telling the truth. Trump needs to give him a job. End the story. We need guys like him. We need guys like him. So in the 2028 election, you don't wait to the last minute to talk to young black men, young Hispanic men, young Asian men, women also. Just talking to young people in general. And he could say, being a conservative has nothing to do with being white. It's about fiscal responsibility, more freedom, less restrictions, less government. That's what being a conservative is. And he needs to explain that to young people. Let's jump right into the next guy, Lou Valentino from the Bronx.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live in. Oh, man, I don't even know where to start because Joe Biden has officially dropped out. The reports were right. Dropped out today, Sunday, right? And then he endorses Kamala Harris, but President Trump drops an ad, but Joe Biden was endorsing Kamala, but Obama was not endorsing Kamala Harris. Obama comes out with I got bombshell about Obama not endorsing Kamala Harris, but Joe Biden did. Elites in the Democratic Party are panicking because of what Joe Biden just did. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know what I'm talking about, well, here's the breaking news. Take a listen. Well, before I play this, make sure to smash the like button, ladies and gentlemen. We got a damn good show. We got a good show, man. Listen, Trump is out here ending campaigns before the campaigns even start.
President Joe Biden has just announced that he is dropping out of the 2024 presidential race. In a stunning letter that was just released moments ago by his campaign on X, formerly known as Twitter, Biden wrote, quote, that it has been the greatest honor of my life to serve as your president. And while it has been my intention to seek re-election, I believe it is in the best interest of my party and the country for me to stand down and to focus solely on fulfilling my duties as president for the remainder of my term. He goes on to say,
So let me get this straight, America. We got somebody that is not good enough to run for president because he's not here right now. You know, this guy's going to be the president for the next 5, 6, 7 months until January. So you mean to tell me that this is going to be our president? A guy who cannot run for president again because he's too demented. Nobody's thinking about it that way, huh? It gets even crazier.
All right, you see where I'm going, right? We need a young Hispanic guy like this to go be in Trump's cabinet, be paid a good salary, fly all over the country to talk to young Hispanic men and women and just any young person in general why they should be conservative. My next guy is Vince Deo. Vince Deo, the Patriot. He's Asian. Let's jump into his channel.
As a society, like there's no such thing as anti-Christian hatred, and it's not a problem. But in contrast, every time this happens to any other religious group, people care. If this were a synagogue, we would have this big national conversation about anti-Semitism. If this were a mosque, we would have a big national conversation about Islamophobia. But when Christians are attacked, and nobody seems to care.
This, Biden's that. I've met the man as well. I've talked to him. He was fantastic. He was sharp. I had questions.
When was that?
That was in May.
He was sharp?
Yeah.
How sharp?
Yeah, sure.
Very sharp. He answered
around
my
that time he was
full.
falling off stages. He was face planting. He was tumbling.
Face planting. I mean, I feel like
down the steps of Air Force One, falling off bicycles. He was saying all sorts of gobbledygook in statements which the White House had to rewind. So how sharp was he?
I mean, he was great. I gave him questions he didn't have beforehand. He answered them in depth, and we had a conversation after the cameras were turned off. I had no problems then. I had no problems now. I still think Joe Biden is fit to serve. If he were the candidate, I'd still think he's fit to serve.
Really?
Yeah.
Could you imagine lying this good? They need to investigate him for like 200 murders because he just lies with such ease. Like, just his parents taught him great. His parents are total garbage. For a kid to lie like this, he learned it from his parents.
Gosh, this is just freaking hilarious. So, as you could probably expect, there's a lot of infighting happening in the Democrat Party right now because everyone is pointing fingers and blaming each other for Kamala Harris's loss. But that whole civil war is starting to get really, really interesting because apparently nobody is safe. Even Harry Sisson, Chris, Dean, and that little cast of Gen Z Kamala Harris influencers are getting dragged by other Democrat Gen Z activists for essentially being grifters, you know, people who didn't really help Kamala Harris. Their efforts, their stupid TikTok videos were not all that productive. It is hilarious. We'll give you the story here today. But first, folks, do us a big favor. If you're enjoying the content, be sure to hit that like button down below and subscribe if you are new. We are trying to hit 400,000 subs before the start of Donald Trump's presidency. You can help us get there. And by the way, you can help support a Gen Z conservative instead of these Gen Z characters that you see on your screen right now. So yeah, be sure to hit that red button. Now, with that said, because we never really did an individual video on this, I do want to begin this video by showing you the Harry Sisson timeline on election night because it is just too good. So here it is. So this is Harry Sisson on...
All right, I just wanted to show you who this young guy was. We need him. We need him. Just like we need the Cartier family, Life with Reckless, Lou Valentino, Vince Deo. Yeah, Vince Deo, excuse me, not Teo, it's Deo. Vince Deo, the Patriot, excuse me. We need these young men to be in Trump's cabinet, to be paid, to fly all over the country, to talk to other young men what being a conservative truly is. We need them. Don't wait to the next election to try to court Black, Hispanic, and Asian voters. Trump needs to get on this and bring these young men into the cabinet.